Max, how did you spend International Women's Day yesterday?
I didn't do a lot. I spent the day before International Women's Day with women, and I
Nice.
am spending it with women today. I
Yeah.
don't know if that helps.
Yay.
It's fortunate that we are just women every day, regardless of whether the international community thinks we are.
hmm
That makes sense.
So a good weekend then.
Why?
Yeah.
I think, I definitely think, that there is there's such a power to sisterhood,
hmm
right? Like, and women coming together in community, whether that is in group. Well, Bella agrees, and she's also a lady. Come on, then. There we are.
Yay.
Yeah, no, you are also a little
Every week.
lassie. So
Every week she's here, but we
I
love her
know,
anyway. So
can't get rid of her. So yeah, I think there's real power in women coming together and supporting each other and lifting each other. Um, I think, we are built in that sense, women, especially for community
hmm
and for connection. And I think sometimes uh, we forget.
Yeah.
So I think it's beautiful that we're reminded once a year that, uh, coming together is such a power move. What did you do for
I didn't do
International
a
Women's
lot, but I
Day?
enjoyed it. I like being at home. I really enjoy my space, my quiet space, and my rituals of home. Um, yeah, so I was pretty quiet, but I just had a very relaxing time, and I do activities. So I will go to events around International Women's Day each year. So my event will be on uh next week, I think it is. I'm at something, but that will
I
be
mean,
women
what is
celebrating
time,
women.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I enjoy the sort of collective coming together, for events, and there's quite a few organizations around us in the Netherlands that do something on International Women's Day every year, which I really appreciate that there's an effort made to make sure that there's a place for women to come together.
Yeah. I mean, you are part of a women's networking group as
I
well, right?
am, yeah, it's called WBII, and it's Women in Business, and then I always forget the I's. Initiative International or something.
I
I'm
think
really going to
it's
learn this.
I really ought to know it as well because I've been sort of on the fringes of this group for ages.
Mm,
I sometimes attend their events, but I haven't become a member. But yes, WBII is a lovely organization, lovely group of women
hmm
operating from The Hague in the Netherlands, which is
Yeah.
where I am based, where you are close.
Close enough to, yeah. So they've got their 20th anniversary. This is what I'm going to, but it's a big celebration, and it's going to be about 80 to 100 women in a room, all celebrating the success of a group that really is there to support other women, international or local, who have, common goals as small business owners, and they're very supportive, and I'm enjoying the activities. I've not been in the association for long. But my interactions with it have been really positive, and yeah, I'm enjoying a local connection because I've been working more on online communities for a while now,
Mm.
and I'm just finding I'm missing that almost touch point of just being around women in a room, and you sort of be fully present rather than it being an online meeting where you've sort of got 20 things happening at once, and I'm terrible with online meetings. I
You have
will I'm
cats
really
coming in and going out.
and
What
I,
is this?
I
What is this?
oh, she's having a day. She's having a day.
She really
Um,
is.
but yeah, and I mean, I've been watching some of the posts about it over the last week, about the give to gain, and we've talked about this before in on flat whites with friends, but I think also in setting up shop about we're generally givers, like we give our time, we give a lot away, and I think there's been a dispute in this year's messaging about the word give? Like, is it a woman's, should we be positioning the word give as part of a, a place of promoting women? And I'm curious to know your thoughts on that.
Oh, that's really interesting. I think there's definitely an element, I think, where we tend to be overgivers. I was just before, what are we doing? Just before we started recording, I was catching you up on a meeting I had with a client of ours. And I'm sorry, you're being very distracting. Um, and one of the things that I spoke to her about, 'cause she was like, "Oh, should we add more to the email sequence that we're building for her?" And I was like, "We can also just say there's more information in the book, and people can buy the book, right? Like we have to get to a place where, of course, be generous with your gifts, but also we also deserve to be compensated for our gifts, right? Like, and I think it's finding that balance because and we can give while also being paid.
Yeah, of course.
But
Yeah.
that's not like, I think sometimes we think of giving as something that we have to do for free, but we can be very giving and very generous. And I often when I'm coming up with packages or services or things like that, I like to make space for generosity because I know I like to be generous, right? But I need to not be in a place where I'm compromising my own needs and my own well-being because I'm trying to be generous. So I try to build space in what I'm doing so that I can be generous
Yeah.
without it costing me too much of myself, right? And I think it's interesting when we think about giving as it only being something that we have to do for free. And I think that's a learning curve for anyone in business, but especially for women in business.
Yeah. Yeah. Giving time, I think we give a lot of ourselves away without even realizing because it
Mhm.
seems like that's the way we're supposed to do it. That's the
Mhm.
way we've been brought up to do it.
Yeah.
And and I think when you get into business and you start going, okay, I'm the boss, I'm doing this, then suddenly there's all these other labels that get chucked on you. So you sort of I've that oh, she's a bossy person, or there's all these words that come out, and it's like, would you say that to a man in the same way?
Honestly, I'll share this story with you. Obviously, when I first uh, started my own business, like I was involved as a co-founder of Swan Waters, where it was a peer support platform for people coming out of specifically emotional abuse, but abuse. And
Mhm.
no, I said you were distracting. And so I once got a comment from someone who said, "Well, I didn't pay to be traumatized, so why should I pay to be healed?" And I was like, that's not how life works, though, right? Because I didn't pay for my toilet to get blocked, but I still had to pay the plumber to come and fix it. Like this, but honestly, but if I'm really honest, that comment really scarred me for a while because I felt very suddenly I was like, oh, like I don't know, it really took hold on something within me where I was like, can I charge for what I'm doing here? Um, and it's like because a lot of the people that we were serving didn't have large budgets and things
Mhm.
like that. And then I realized I think we were charging like 25 per year
Oh my
for
God.
the membership. Like it was
Yeah.
proper, like it wasn't, we weren't raking it in. It was
Mm.
honestly just a little bit of money so that we could keep the website running, really.
Yeah.
Um, and uh, and for someone to then come at you like that, it really felt like a little bit of an attack, right?
Mm.
And I realized that really was a sticky remark someone made that took me a while to get over. And I
Yeah.
think that's because the expectation is that we should that we should, and I hate the word should because you can shoot
He
everything
doesn't like
down
that word should, does he?
or throw anything down the crap should. But I think there's this real, like you said, we're socialized to think that we have to give our time
Mhm.
because, and especially as women, because we do so much of the invisible, unpaid labor in life.
Mhm.
And so we are so used to our time and our energy being being used without being paid for it, without it being acknowledged, without it taking into account that we have our own needs, right? We're constantly taught that we should um, put ourselves last, really, right? Like everything in service of the family, the community, and we have to unpack that and find a way to make our money as business owners, stand in our power as business owners, show our value, and then say, this is what that costs. I
Yeah.
will give you everything I have at this price point.
Can you imagine if there was an International Men's Day where the
That's,
hashtag was give to gain?
I mean,
Like,
it is International Men's Day, like 364 days out of the year, I guess. Um,
yeah.
but this is the thing, right? Like the system is designed to benefit how a man's brain generally works.
Mhm.
And I know we're generalizing that, but we're doing that for the women as well. So,
Yeah.
um, but no, I couldn't imagine that at all.
No. And I think these days are very important. They're moments in time that bring us together, bring women together to celebrate each other. And I think we often forget to do this. You know, you and I
Mm.
talk about celebrating the small moments a lot, because we often, like years gone by, we were forgetting to do that. And, you know, you'd sort of go 6 months and just go, oh, did I do anything? And it's like you've done so much, but it's like it's not acknowledged. So I think these days, so the 8th of March every year is a great day to be able to bring women together just to celebrate, you know, how much we do, how much we've achieved in our lives. Because yeah, you just sort of get on with it otherwise.
Yeah, and I think you and I we try and say this to each other as well, right? Like we have these moments where uh, and because we have another person there that we can share news with,
Yeah.
right? Like you send a message, you have a new service, the workflow thing that you do, and you sold the first one, and you
Yeah.
got to send a message, but that's such a milestone, right? That's such a celebration. That's
Mhm.
not even a small achievement. That's just an achievement, right? And it's like, but then you can have that little celebration just by having someone to send a text to and go like, oh, I did it. I sold the first one, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's important. And I think that's why I say, like, I think as women, we need to come together. We need to stay together and stick together. And we have, I mean, historically been pitted against each other,
Mhm.
right? And that doesn't work for women. Women need to be together. We need to celebrate in community, and we function best in community. And I think you and I have really found this in the last year, where we've become increasingly, our partnership has grown in the last year, and it's so much more satisfying, but also so it feels so much safer and so much more comfortable to be in business when you have someone who you can just run an idea by, ask for some feedback, ask an idea. It's fantastic, and I think it's so necessary.